baby.
All right, you guys, welcome. It is getting real. We're almost at the halfway mark of our 31-day journey. And really, I want you to understand that the first half of this is to once and for all raise your confidence, your internal vibration of happiness. And then the second part is to raise the number in your bank account. I want you to feel and know your true worth as a human being and what you are capable of. So today, with that said, we're going to talk about boundaries. Now, I went into depth, like the deepest of deeps, and I'm looking at it right now in the Dream Life Blueprint Workbook. And if you've never heard about that, I wrote a book this year, last year, and into this year, and it launched this year. And it is the number one biggest seller on the Daily Grind Planner website, which is crazy, more than the planner. You guys love this thing, which makes perfect sense to me because I love a workbook. I have gone through so many workbooks in my own life, and I wanted to create one that took you from chapter 1 of knowing where you are in life, what needs to change, all the way to creating your own blueprint for your life, like taking it all apart, rewiring it. And one of the chapters is all about what's draining you, setting boundaries, and figuring out where to pivot and where to make some changes. And we're going to talk about that today. So what are some boundaries that you know you need to set? Just right off the top of your head, if you're on the live chat. I always think it's funny because the answers that you guys say are often so relatable to each other. And you guys are like, yes, that. And it's just, we're all the same. We all need to set these similar boundaries. And for whatever reason, we struggle with doing that. So I'm just going to prompt you right now with just a couple of examples. And if you say yes to any of these, just be like, yep, that. So raise your hand, send a heart, just be like, check, yes, or mentally note how many yeses you're giving me, okay? So, do you feel overwhelmed with tasks? Do you have any resentment towards a specific person or persons? Do you have tendency to loan things or money to people? Do you feel unable to say no to certain situations? Do you feel like you're neglecting yourself and possibly your self-care? Do you have a random desire to ever run away from responsibilities? Just peace out? Do you feel like you are completing tasks with little to no support from others? Do you feel unable to ask for help sometimes? Do you try to avoid certain people? Do you feel like you're always the one helping but never being helped? Do you feel like you're trying to avoid certain gatherings or interactions with specific people or groups of people? Are you feeling burnt out? And then the last one, are you having a hard time allowing others to help you? Now, truth bomb, the first time I ever took myself through the blueprint, because I wrote this thing, I checked off every single one of those. Now, I will tell you that I am a recovering boundaries setter, and I would say that I have drastically improved. I have now gone through the Dream Life Blueprint. This is my fourth time. So I go through it every time I start a new planner. So I just finished this again. The amount of improvement that I have seen just through rinsing and repeating and understanding that we all do this is wild. So what is something that you would say, either a situation or a person that might be taking you / your time for granted? And you can share it in the live chat because, by the way, the live chat disappears. And if you're not watching it on live, get on live tomorrow. But you can write it in the comments too if you want to, or just write it down in your notebook. That's why we have that blank page. So I'm going to prompt you with a couple more questions from the blueprint just to help you kind of jog your memory and understand what it is that's blocking you, what boundaries you might need to set, because this helped me so much. Just let it slide off the tongue. Okay, finish this sentence. I feel most drained when. Go. My biggest stressor right now is. Go. Someone I need to work on forgiving is. By the way, that's super powerful. I can simplify my life by removing. Someone I need to set boundaries with is. By the way, if you want to, you can use code, like just for yourself. If you need to write it down, you're so scared that person might see your notes, just put like their initials or like a a variation of their name if you're just scared, but write it down so you can feel it and you can feel like you're moving forward. I feel most calm when I see. This can be a person, a thing, a situation. I feel most relaxed when I do this. Something I can organize is. I realize I'm talking fast. I just want this to prompt. You don't have to answer every single one of these. Those of you that have the blueprint, you guys can go through this. It's not supposed to be this like big task for you. I just really want this like prompt your memory that you go, okay, yeah, that needs to be worked on. Something I can start saying no to. And picture yourself at your happiest. What do you see? So yesterday we talked about the 52 Saturdays a year, and I hope that that stuck with you, and I hope that you did have an epiphany, and just understanding what situations or what people are possibly, potentially taking you or your time for granted. This could be work related, this could be family related, this could be friend related, this could be circumstances that are outside of your control, but as long as you are aware of them and you completely have control of your time. Now, this goes outside the realm of, and this is what I always find interesting when I talk to you guys one-on-one in my DMs. A lot of you say, well, Angie, and I see it in the comments, even I saw it the other day, someone said, well, with money, I don't have a choice. I have to go to my job. Yes, 100%. But do you have to stay late if your boss requests you to? No, you're paid for a certain amount of hours. If it is not serving you and not making you more money, and you can't get home to either your family or to that side hustle that you want to build that's going to get you to the next level, then you got to start saying no to it. So that's what I want you to understand today is what and where can you maybe refocus this time that is being taken for granted, either by yourself. You could, by the way, you could need to set boundaries with yourself. You could understand that, hey, I spend way too much time complaining. I spend way too much time mindlessly scrolling my phone. I spend way too much time devaluing myself and complaining about my body when I could just be refocusing that. Or maybe spend too much time watching Netflix. Whatever it might be, you might need to set boundaries with yourself too. So where can you refocus that time or energy and pivot? What could you refocus it to? And when you can clear up that space and realize, okay, I am completely being taken for granted in this situation of X, Y, and Z. If I was to clear that up and no longer do that where it's thankless, I'm not valued, and pivot it to this, what would be possible? And that's what I want to hear from you today. What can you pivot to? So we're going to make it positive today. What can you pivot to? And what would be possible? If the other stuff is gone, completely gone, let's just like in a magical unicorn universe, it's gone. It's not happening on a daily basis or on a monthly basis or weekly or however often it happens. It's not happening. What does that free up time for? What is now possible for you to do? Right? When I started to recognize this in my own life, the amount of time, space, energy, and potential that freed up for me blew my mind and inspired me times 1,000. And I no longer let other people that took me or my self-worth for granted control that time. And what happened in my life was incredible. I literally built a company called The Daily Grind. So this is my hope for you, that you can take something that might just be a small passion that you just really like and turn it into an incredible company that changes people's lives. Maybe that's your goal. Whatever it might be, you need to make time and space for you and your worth. Cool? So where can you refocus your energy? What can you shift around? And what can you make happen? Share it, declare it. I want to see it in the comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, dudes.